Hey, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Colleville.
And I'm Ringroo. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, while we are getting down to our own personal D-Day for SD2, we're coming into the last probably replays actually of SD1. But not to leave you high and dry, we do have a 2v2 today taking place on Colleville. That was sent in by who, Rank? Do you know?
I have no idea. So this replay was uploaded on the SD44 replay site, but it doesn't tell you who uploaded it. So okay. I could say someone, but it's only a 1 out of 4 chance, and I wouldn't go to Vegas with those chances. So whoever uploaded it, thank you very much.
Well, I was just going to say, we're very flattered to find out that it was like here's a 2v2 for Rangroo and Hann. And now I'm a little upset that I was, second, because, alphabetical order. But either way, thank you guys so much for posting that up there to the site. But Rank, who's duking it out?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have Superwashandje as 3rd Armoured, and EUBanana as 2nd Infantry. And on the right-hand side, we have Dr. Hann as the 16th Luftwaffe, and Lieutenant Marthy as the 2nd Panzer Division.
Now, just before we hit the word go on this, you did note that we have ourselves a nice early 88 down there to the south. That's going to be kind of interesting to see Hann be, expending that much kind of points there. But the matchups, we have an infantry division and an armored division against ostensibly an infantry division and another armored division. Who's got the lead?
Oh, that's really quite tough because both sides are fairly evenly matched. Even though 16th isn't the best division in the world in a team game, they're not too bad if you can rely on your teammate to help you out. You're definitely going to get the anti-air advantage with the Axis, and also 2nd Panzer being an extremely powerful Panzer division. But it seems like got 16th South and 3rd Armored South and 2nd Infantry North and then 2nd Panzer North. So, and it's also, they're both going to be fighting really over town, so I know it's really good to see how the match develops.
True, I think I'm always concerned. I mean, we're off right now, but I'm always kind of concerned to see there's tons of Stuarts and there's one lone P3 up to the north facing off against a DD tank. That's not saying much. Oh, but we have the off-map storage at least here.
Yeah, but the Germans not doing anything majorly aggressive up north. They're actually going to be setting up a defensive position in the town. A little bit too defensive. I think they're giving the Allies a little bit too much ground without positioning.
Well, maybe he's thinking he's getting the 3rd Armored next to him.
Maybe.
I do want to see. Yeah, that Dr. Hann. You got to see it. Think you have a better line of sight? Interesting. Okay, a TOT barrage. But I think unfortunately he's not going to catch a whole lot. He might get a couple of half tracks, and that's about it.
Yeah. But it's really going to be about just setting up defenses. 16th is not going to be doing much pushing this match, I'd wonder. I'd wager.
Well, that might be true, but then at the same time, why the heck would you allow an armored division to be so passively placed?
He definitely should have sent some Luftwaffe Jaegers and Pioneers into that town at least. Because that's really your strong point, is holding on to the town. At 16th Luftwaffe, you got a bunch of infantry to just throw into it, and artillery as well, so yeah, both Axis players are playing a little bit too passively. I mean, already the Allies got a rather easy plus run without having to really fire off many shots.
Yeah, in fact, the only ones who's lost anything would be them. But we are seeing ourselves actually a nice... Ooh, I was like, oh look, armored vehicles, so never mind, just Brent carriers. One of the few times that a Brent carrier actually might be better than what the Germans have brought in to replace them.
Yeah, I mean, stick a nice little anti-tank gun on there. It's actually a pretty decent little vehicle. Even the Flak Panzer Bren carrier is actually a really good vehicle for the price.
Are you sure about that? I mean, if you look at the last guy in that little, let's call it Bren column, I think his name says it all. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's junk. But
maybe he's part of the Junker, family business.
Ooh, yeah, good point. I hadn't thought about that.
I don't even know it was a family business at the time. I think it was a proper corporation.
The Junkers?
Yeah, Junkers.
Oh, good point. I mean, weird that's become a... Was it landed nobility turns into a really slow, outdated plane. Yeah. Well, just like the concept of the Junker, apparently.
Yeah.
And that off-map storage, for some reason, calls in a artillery barrage on kind of the absolute weirdest area possible. I mean, he knows what's there. That's very strange. But it's starting to kick off up into the north. Not by much of DD, just asserting himself. And the 250-08 is going to get nailed.
Yeah,
I almost guarantee that.
Not the best position, but we do have the off map up north with Lieutenant Marthy with the EUBanana, so maybe he can get a good strike and then push back the Allied advance.
On that one right there, that's what the 210. That's the 210 is the Allied version of it, but I want to say it's bigger than the 180, is it not?
It's like a 170 something for the EUBanana.
You know, I wish they had given an off-map column with like the Carl Gustav, whatever that was, the huge effing thing, you know.
All the German off maps should just be Carl Gustavs, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Why would you want to see like a bunch of small booms when you just see one really big boom? Like, come on, guys, come on, Eugene. You know it's historically accurate.
Actually, you know what? That's not inaccurate. Let's put it that way. So it's really starting to kick off to the north now. Infantry is aggressing into those P-Grants. Those P-Grants, of course, do not have any anti-tanks. They're very outmatched, especially when that DD tank comes in close support.
DD is getting in awfully closer, but like you said, there's no real infantry AT for the Germans at all, so that DD has a real easy time.
Unless, of course, the Strom Pioneer comes on in with the flamethrower, and that's kind of a rough idea.
Yeah, that's a very rough idea, I think.
Maybe what he's trying to do is just make him waste the machine gun fire.
Maybe.
50 cals, you know.
But this is American manufacturing we're talking about here. They're just, throwing those 50 cals out the door, out the 50 cal factory. It's a giant door in the 50 cal factory where they just throw it out, and then people with buckets just stand outside and collect the 50 cals and throw them into airplanes.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. I mean, that's exactly how it happened as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's how American manufacturing industry operated during the 1940s, but I'm not an expert in it, so don't quote me on that.
Too late. It's our going on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Rangroo says, interestingly enough, we are going to see the Bren carriers have been able to pick off a half-track or two, so shockingly enough, they pretty much paid for themselves.
Yeah, they're pretty decent. I mean, against the Stuarts at long range, they're not going to have a good time, but at this closer range here, they do actually have a pretty good chance. And they have a rather respectable rate of fire as well, though. They're really quite nice.
Unless, of course, the ammo storage gets hit.
Oh, not good at all. That's not good.
Disassemble! Johnny 5! And he, poor guy.
Johnny 5 is not alive.
No, he is not. He definitely had a short circuit or two. I miss that movie, man. You know, it's like robots back when robots were still adorable.
That was a cool-ass movie.
Yeah. Shockingly enough, that Flak 88 has not done a whole lot. He's fired 2 rounds, and everyone else kind of tells him to bish off.
Whoa! Is this French cavalry coming in 1917 style?
Yes. Yes. Just when you thought you couldn't get anything worse than those Bren carriers.
Oh god.
Oh.
Just look at its speed. I can barely like keep it on camera.
It's just one of those things where it's like, so you see the little guy like mowing the grass, and he comes out again. The MGMC,
the old neighbor next door.
Sadly, by the way, the MGMC gets completely ridiculously, overpowers that Bren carrier. And one of those like weird half tracks for the Germans gets killed just to the north of that southern town. But the Germans are slowly taking the town. I mean, it doesn't look like there's really a whole lot of extra infantry coming in over here. From what, it was EUBanana? No, it was Superwashandje.
No, it's just really like 3rd Infantry. So right now it's only armoured rifles, and neither of the 3rd Infantry, 3rd Infantry, bloody hell, 3rd Armoured Infantry is really great in town fight. Oh, sure it gets kaputted.
Yes, but so is the last Bren gun.
Oof. Also kaput.
To the north, by the way, the DD tank is up and tight. Almost next to that P4. P4 is going to get a shot? No.
No. P4 is going to go around the corner, but he's got to be careful. That Sherman does have stabilizers. It could potentially get the first shot, and it is also the Rains and Marauders as well. So,
But the Ranger Marauders, I would like to think, would get kept at arm's length between... I don't know. Well, the P4's gonna get the first shot. Internal fragments!
damn. There
And
we
this
go.
might be one of the weird times when the suspensors don't do anything, or stabilizers don't do anything. But you're right. Watch the Ranger Marauder come in and just blow that guy up from like a billion miles away.
All you need to do is move it one building across, and that Panzer 4 will be your Panzer gone.
Well, P4's gonna have himself... Oh, there we go. That's a big loss, though.
Losing a DD is definitely going to help turn the tide for the German at this moment. We're going to be hitting B phase very shortly, and this is where 2nd Panzer really kicks it into full gear.
Pathetically enough, the 16th is already in full gear with those 730s.
Oh yeah, it's only going to be another, like, what, 4 minutes till they actually get anywhere?
Well, I was thinking it's going to be 730 before they get into battle.
Yeah. That's not even an exaggeration. That's not even an exaggeration.
7:30, and by that we mean July 30th of next year. And with that, yep, the Ranger Marauders are holding their fire. But I think they're being... Oh, no, okay, no, he's going after other infantry in the farther buildings. But no...
Dude.
Wow.
Lovely hit from the Ranger Marauders, and that's going to slow down 2nd Panzer just a little bit, as that Panzer 4 is really, you know, the main damage-stealing unit, some sort of word, in that force. But they still have the Panzer 3 and the Panzer 2, and some other light vehicles to help out. Never mind, no Panzer 2.
Nope, but I think he might have used all of his artillery barrages, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know.
But the Strum Pioneer will get rid of that Marauder pretty quickly, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Definitely a bit ballsy, just charging Ranger Marauders up like I probably should have retreated, but he already killed 2 tanks of it, so definitely cost efficient.
I also like to note that down to the south, we are going to see a double mortar play. The mortar half-tracks, the M21s. Those guys are nothing to sneeze at. Yes, only 1-star veterans here and one and absolutely nothing for another, but that's just really courtesy of that lone Stuart. And don't count that out. I wish the Germans were reflected with much more in the way of mortar half-tracks, but I guess not.
Not when you're Luftwaffe. Can't afford a half-track, you just gotta get regular old 80mm.
Well, I mean, think about it. Mortars are really kind of like flying bombs, so wouldn't they be able to have those?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Why don't they just stick a mortar in an airplane?
Yes, exactly.
Why isn't someone... I mean, that's an AC-130 today, but why didn't someone be like, hey, you know, what's a great idea? We can fire a mortar from an airplane, but we still have it fly upwards and then down? But
I can imagine the ballistics of those particular rounds be absolutely nutty.
It'd be like a B-17, but on the top of it is just a shit ton of mortars, and they'd all just go boop off and then like down below it. Sounds probably very inefficient, but it would be really cool to see.
It would probably be about as accurate as a B-17.
Yeah.
Pack 30 going, Pack 36 going down in the south, and those tanks that have been slowly waiting for the paint to dry on the front of them. I've finally gotten their nails done. They're getting themselves into the front, and I guarantee you the second they get there, they're all going to die.
Yeah, probably all going to die to the Stuarts and 17-pounders. Well, not 17 6-pounders.
It is really pathetic to think that the infantry is as fast as these tanks.
They're faster.
Oh, off-road.
Oh!
Off-road, they're faster.
They're firing. If you have all of them fire at one target, they can do something. And we've got bombers. Getting some good hits.
Yeah, but what the hell are they firing at?
As
one Stuart? The one Stuart, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, some infantry in the buildings, I think.
No, it's the Stuart to the northwest, being just the east of the command Stuart.
Imagine being a Stuart and you get killed by a bloody FT-17. That must be the most pathetic tank to get knocked out by.
Pretty true. But then here comes the ME-109 coming on in, ground attack, and that bomb's going to do a hefty amount of damage, my friend. Indeed, a hefty amount.
Lovely. The FT-17 could potentially get a kill.
Heck, and nothing else, the Flak 88 might be able... Yep, the Flak 88's going to get a nice little side shot there. That's one.
Bang on.
Now, Stuart might get one shot up, but that's not going to be enough to stress him out, so it might be 2 for 2. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a 2 for 2 stay right there.
Damn.
Which means that, shockingly enough, that all 6 of those POS tanks are still alive.
Surprisingly. And looking up north, things are The Germans definitely pretty much lost all the infantry, but it did manage to gain some ground. And there's Gabby.
I was going to say, we have not seen Gabby for a very long time.
I haven't seen him at all, but he's kind of taken some unwanted fire from that 20mm flat gun.
Pretty sure there's very little wanted fire you'd want as a pilot, but I understand what you mean. Yeah, I think you're right. There's an odd armored little push down here. We have two half-tracks kind of Siamese twinning, conjoined twinning their way up the front. So I'm speaking 1940 language there for a second. And that Stuart that's kind of a base of fire support, it works oddly well.
Yeah, if you could get the flank around and get along that hedgerow, you can, has like 2 mortars right here, completely open.
By the way, the P3 up to the north is right next to the DD tank, and literally tanks at 20 paces, there goes the P3.
Not a good position for that P3 at all.
But the Panzer's coming on in as well. And the I'm sorry, go please.
No, go ahead, sorry.
That's fine, well, they're fine, go for it.
Oh, it's going pretty well for the Allies, getting a nice, slow +1 point advantage. And neither side really, pushing much in the middle. Just both very focused on the town.
Now a real tank comes out to the fore. We have ourselves an M4A3 down south. And still, shockingly enough, those 6 tanks are still all alive. Despite taking heavy firepower. It's so bizarre to me.
Yeah, that's... I have nothing to say about it either. They should be dead by now, statistically speaking. The Flak 88 is dead by now, statistically speaking, so Dr. Hann has that going against him.
Can we also acknowledge the FK-288 to the back?
Oh yeah.
We never see this guy, but this guy is still at a fearsome range, all things considered.
It's a really good anti-tank gun as well.
Yes, it is.
It's like a crappier Pak-40, essentially. But still, you really need all the anti-tank guns you get as 16th Luft.
And his first shot almost takes out a mortar half-track. And okay, that flanking half-track nonsense is done. And ME-109 making another run at that Stuart. Yes, he is. So I think they wait for the Stuart to get stunned up and then maybe charge this Stuke down. Might be a good idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what he's trying to do. Get a good hit, but not enough to get a full-on stun. There's also a 37mm covering the Stuart, kind of. Yeah, there's a kind of 3-lane block in his array, but still.
Well, first the lousy tanks has died. And again, I had to check it's a 37mm. It seems like it should be a much smaller gun than that. It's like firing a Nerf pellet at it.
The FTs?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not the best gun.
Crew wounded! I don't know who wounded the crew. Oh, it's a Flak 88. Never mind. I was like, if that was the 730s, oh my god.
But the kind of Flak 88 finish her off.
Well, he's got a little bit left. Yeah, he should be able to. There we go.
Bang on.
And also, we do have Pool in the back, so Lafayette Pool is here. And 105 howitzers, they're in the center now, so the Germans on either flank are going to get hammered by this.
Yeah, especially like 16th major weakness isn't pretty much any sort of artillery. It's everything that 16th has is off targets. So
by the way, Stuke goes down, and I think that was courtesy of the Stuart in one shot.
Oh damn! Did he just go around he just went around the corner, didn't he?
Yep.
That's
wrong neighborhood.
Wrong neighborhood.
As the Stuart's crew promptly runs over the 57mm as it accidentally crosses in front of him against the light.
God, that's so reckless, Stuart, each days, you know.
Well, Americans and they driving it's all over the place. Checking back into the north. Well, there's another Grasshopper. Young Grasshopper is coming on out. The JU-188 over here from the 16th is trying to suppress all of this extra obnoxiousness, and with all of that bombing, I imagine it should work. Suppresses
good hits. Nothing to get a kill, but good hits nonetheless. And the recon plane does go down.
Well, Sturmgrenadiers are coming on in too, so let's not ignore that. Those guys with the 10 STG-44s.
Lots of firepower. Lots of firepower. People are complaining why isn't no ST-44s and SC-44 release, and Eugene's like, here's a scroll of 10 of them, enjoy.
I know, I was one of them.
I know, I was pretty happy too. It's like, cool. Now I don't have to rely on like Feldjägers for my overwhelming German infantry firepower. Or Panzer Grenadiers if they're 2 MG42s.
True.
But a lot of the German infantry have great overwhelming firepower now, think about it.
Well, the 170 off map to the north, I think they go down. Yep, he went down. I don't know how or where, but I'm guessing he got killed by the EUBanana.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely.
We also have the largest recon tank in game being brought up north, so really the last of the resources from Lieutenant Marthy to try to make his northern push happen. And it could happen, there's not really much here from 2nd Infantry.
Well, it's not going to happen to the south. I mean, geez, between the pack howitzers and the mortars, and Lafayette giving veterancy to those mortars, if you're a German artillery piece, you are not liking life.
Yeah. I'm thinking how this match is going to develop. It's going to be the Germans going to push very heavy up north, and then the Americans down south are going to be able to make a breakthrough, and it just sort of be a rush to who can nab the most land. Well, for the Germans, they need to grab quite a bit of land. They are down by quite a big point deficit, and there are only like 20 minutes left in the match to bring themselves back.
Worth noting that flak punch that you were talking about stresses out Gabby. I mean, Gabby is one of those guys that you do not stress out the Gabster.
Oh no.
Not easily, anyway.
Damn. Yeah, I think 16th is gonna eventually, once the infantry in the outskirts of the town go down, 3rd Armoured should be able to barrel through, especially in sea phase when they get all their income.
Yep, it does certainly seem like a kind of an instance of a bad Christmas plan there, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Up north, 2nd Infantry do manage to get some reinforcements in there, just some extra rifles, but...
No, that Recon Panther's gonna run afoul of that bazooka team!
If Banana gets you, that'll be a kill for him. And a really bad loss to Marthy as well, but... Same time, it's only a 1-star Zook, so there is a chance it could miss. But...
yeah, there's a chance it could miss, but have you known that material to miss? Not often.
Now, only on Wednesdays, and today's Tuesday, so probably a chance it could hit. Oh, he's sneaking up. The one Zook man, Mr. Marks.
That's true.
Will he be able to mark the target?
This is absolutely freaking insane.
This is...
Okay, so the half track is closer. Half track is closer. Just wait for this, and the half track gets brewed up by somebody. That wasn't from the Zook.
No.
But I think he sees the Zook from behind. Yes,
Germans.
The Zook is seen from behind. Half track is unloading an absolute ridiculous amount. He goes down.
Damn. There were two Shermans.
There were 2 Shermans, and one's internal fragmented right now. The other one's gonna get freaked out pretty damn quick.
Damn. That half track really came in and pretty much saved your entire push.
Yes. Without a doubt. But you know what? That's a bombing run, and that's going to be a stressed Panzer.
Yeah. Wait, did he even get the bombs off? Oh, he got... Yeah,
oh, of course he did.
Of course he did. This is SC-44 we're talking about.
And good lord, the Flak 38's actually doing something. That's just so weird. They took that P-38 by themselves.
What? I only 1-star veterancy. Wow. Shocked and stunned. Just like at P-38, but he's in the ground.
Well, now we have that 250/10 who's just throwing rounds down range in the hopes of actually doing something.
Mm-hmm.
And so far he's failing.
Indeed. I mean, can't really penetrate Sherman with that door knocker.
No, that is not likely to happen now, is it?
Indeed.
Driver knocked out. He's got a lot of criticals.
Lots of criticals.
Just a lot of critical fails, though, too. And hand to God, I saw a smoke shell come out, and I thought that was a ricochet from the 250/10, going back like 300 meters. I was like, wow, that's awfully low velocity.
But this could definitely be the breakthrough a 2nd Panzer needs. They still need to get quite a little bit more ground.
Well, down to the south, like you said, there's a desperate line of anti-tank guns that has been brought to the fore.
Yep.
And that's all the Germans have.
Yeah, 16th, you really need more air power to hold, just in general. Like, it's rather alluring to try to get the AT guns and play the ground game, but you really can't. You have to get those Focke-Wulf rocket planes, the big-ass Ju-188 bombers, and just bomb everything to bits and back, and hope to God you can hold.
You know, I'm surprised he hasn't actually caught him more bombers. I'm sorry, please go ahead.
I don't think he can hold. But yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't have more bombers.
I mean, he used one to the north, and that's a really good call. But down to the south, yeah, you have that one Pioneer that you could call in right this second to just stall the push. And now there's going to be a Calliope coming in on too.
And it's already a jumbo, and that jumbo is essentially unkillable.
Yes, it is. But here's the 188. And he's not going to the front anymore. There we go. He's going after the jumbo. But the MGMC is going to cause quite a bit of consternation, I can imagine. Stay on target. Stay on target.
Is it the big bomber run?
It was, but I don't think he got the bombs off. Engine destroyed. What the heck? Oh, okay. So we have the two FK-288s. And there goes Lafayette Pool. He goes down.
Huh? Wow.
Courtesy of the 288s?
Yeah, it's the FKs. I'm fairly certain it was the F...
No, it wasn't the FKs. Wasn't the Pack 40 either. From whence did it come?
There's another Pack 40
down
there it is. South.
Yeah, that's probably that guy.
Yeah. And we've got a bunch of machine guns being brought in now. That's a lot of machine guns.
That's how you know he's got nothing left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just think, in a few weeks' time, machine guns will no longer be infantry weapons.
And be support weapons. Be lovely.
I was to say, as the good comrade intended.
This makes so much more sense. It makes, honest to God, so much more sense than being in the support tab.
Well, in a group's TOE, it wasn't there in the first place. The Recon Panther is still up. He also has Horst Ramst in there as well. Going after that Wolverine. There's a 76 mil there as well. So unless they screen appropriately, that is not going to be a very healthy land for those kiddies.
Indeed. Yeah, really, it is point up north. Mr. Marthy, or Lieutenant Marthy, I should really say, he's not really going to make any more progress moving up north. There's a bloody swamp between him and the spawn point, and that swamp is not exactly the best area to maneuver heavy tanks around.
But no, you know what? If he is able to take out those 3 units, he could stick one tank at the end of that road and completely deny anything else coming in.
Yeah, you could do that.
I mean, it won't happen, but...
Yeah, it probably won't happen. There's too much no man's land between him and there to make like end run to get... Yeah, really his best bet is try to maneuver and go down south and try to relieve some pressure off Dr. Hann. Because there's only 13 minutes left in the match, and probably cutting his raid down south would be the best raid to get some Manifest Destiny.
Shockingly enough, the Jumbo is getting pounded into pace, though. The other course is before the Calliope comes in forward, so if they can take out the Calliope, that could be... Well, it's not going to happen, because...
It's not going to happen. He's aiming, and those FKs are rather close together. A little bit too close, you could say. That Calliope's going to play some shriek music.
Unless, of course, is it just far enough away? Okay, I was going to say, watch it be like one of those moments where everything lands completely around them.
That's kind of happening. I mean, Calliope isn't the best at killing units. Mainly for stunning them up, but one does go down, there goes the second.
And I'm pretty sure that Pack 40 is listening to Flyleaf and saying, I can feel you all around me. Taking out those AT guns. But in the meantime, the Germans have a +1. And it's only getting worse for the Americans.
Yeah, the second Panzer's managed to get that lovely momentum up north, and you see that 251 half track. If he can make it to the 105 howitzers and knock him out, huge kills. Huge kills.
But that's not going to happen.
Oh no, he's close. Well, what stressed him out? Was it the airplane?
I think...
Oh no, it's an
yes.
AT gun.
Yes, it was.
That's a clutch AT gun position, yeah.
Oh, well, then they're going to run a 232 into it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we forget, there still is a CGMC right in the area. And it's actually kind of scary to see the kind of vicious tank strength that's up to the north. We have the Panther D, we have a P4, we have a P4, you know, the Panzer 4 rather, and then we have another P4 down to this, you know, the south central part of the map.
Yep. You should really
B3. B3's gonna make it a gun run in the south.
Oh.
Oh, he almost had that Calliope, and I think he might even go down for it.
He'll probably go down, and he can't really afford to lose it. You only get one B3 with 16th. Oh no!
Oh! Literally, he was like 2 shots from safety.
Unlucky bugger. Unlucky bugger. But yeah, no more B3s for the 16th.
You know, well, the P4 does take out that munitions group, but 76 mil in the meantime is causing holy hell.
Mm-hmm. Really should move that like Panzer 4 and Panther down south and just leave the Panzer to defend the northern side, because you don't really need that many tanks to hold that area. Not really going to get pushed. He needs to, you know, make cadre down south as soon as possible.
Well, there is a bit of a tune being humbled on down south. And the Vesp at the same time. So we have 2 hefty big boys looking to take out those anti-tank positions. And we have P. Grant who's getting closer and closer to those artillery pieces. Okay, move him like it's the smidge south, my friend. Just a little bit.
Yeah, at its point, it's really just looking like it's 2nd Panzer versus everyone else's. 16th has pretty much run out of all their units. They got like a Stug and a Pak 38 on the field, and a few other bits and bobs, and a Stu.
Well, 2nd Panther's down to the south. He's engaging pretty much anything, including that 105 Sherman. And actually, at this range, he could be able to kill that Jumbo. I was just called a Rhino for a second, but the Jumbo.
Yeah, but do you have 76 nearby? As well as that Calliope, so I think that's gonna stop out. Oh, Jumbo does go down, yeah. You are correct. That Calliope is shooting pretty close, so we get some rather nice hits.
The scary thing is that the longer that Panther is up, the deadlier it looks to the south. There is one tank holding everything up, and that would be that lone M4A3.
Yep.
And not for nothing, but if you can continue to spot for it, and that Panther's already seeing his next target. His meal is out.
The Panther down south, he's going to be running into a 76mm AT gun and 76 Sherman. Very soon. Very soon. And there he goes. 76 as he goes around the corner and reveals himself to the Panzer Grenadier instead.
That's a shame. It's a real shame. Who the heck is engaging that Calliope? Is it the Hummel firing at it? Yeah, it must be.
Must be. Yeah, they got artillery coming north down south from the Resp.
And the Hummel too, I think. But we're back to a 51-49, and we are still going strong, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, I think, you know what, though? There's the 188 that's going to break the deadlock. There goes another anti-aircraft piece. Engine destroyed on the M4A3. Bombing run comes out. That's going to be really, really harmful. There we go. That's a lot. That's a huge amount.
That's really good. That's really bloody good. Still, with
M4A3's dead.
Crew knocked down on the Panther.
But the armored rifle gets stressed out. Oh my gosh, this is tight.
76mm Sherman, he's so close to getting that hit. Crew knocked out. But he has very high morale damage. So he's not going to be able to kill that Panther. You do have a 76mm AT gun nearby. I'm amazed he hasn't revealed himself yet and tried to get a shot off, because he was in a pretty decent range.
Can we talk about the fact that right now there's a Sturm Grenadier and the P-Gren, that between the two of them is a Rhino? And that one, okay, and that P-Gren is going to pick this up. Watch this kill. Watch this kill.
He got spotted.
He's going to get it off first. Fire, you idiot.
I think this is tad bit out. He's a bit out of range, and he needs to run up north if he wants to get a hit.
Oh no! Oh, the Sturmgrenadier is still there.
Oh, Sherman's moving.
Move to the east. No.
Nope, not gonna happen today. Those rhinos are endangered animals, Khan. You gotta protect them.
You know what? You're right, but every now and again they just want to get rid of that horn. And the thunderbolts are coming in, and thunder does strike twice. And with that, the Panzer being engaged from such a close distance, he's engaging the wrong target. Rhino's right there. Bounce. Oh my god. Ooh, that hurts.
Ooh. Panzer sneaks in the kill. Easy peasy.
Well, I guess in the fight between the Panther and a Rhino, I probably would pick the Panther.
Yeah.
Though I would say the Rhino's a pretty scary foe.
Panthers are in South America, right?
Yes, usually.
Yeah,
that in Mesoamerica, yeah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't actually be a Panther versus a Rhino in real life. Because I'd be a fight I'd be willing to pay to see money for.
Oh, man, we should have had gladiatorial combats. I can't believe we got rid of those.
I know, right? Like, fine, the Romans knew what they were doing.
There's an asterisk, by the way, on this video now. This does not necessarily endorse the views of any people throughout history.
No, I'm talking about, like, simulation, like, you know,
of course, like Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah, well, yeah, like the highly accurate Deadliest Warriors, where they run it through a computer simulation multiple times, and then we get to see a samurai fight a Viking in a highly detailed battle. Whoa, what a silly show.
Yeah.
Deadliest Animal would be a really cool show. Like,
they probably have had that. Meanwhile, down to the south, by the way, Rhino, excuse me, M4A3 is one of the Stugs. And can we also talk about the fact that there's that Flaxvillig 37 mil? The weirdest mother effing thing out there.
Where is it?
Look for all the infantry to the south of the 16th Luftwaffe.
Oh yeah, the big double-barreled boy.
It looks like it should be like a three-leaf clover.
It reminds me of cauliflower.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
That's a awesome unit though. It's like, hey, everyone, hey again, we can just have two on the same thing.
Yeah, I mean 24 HE is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
By the way, Panzer to the north goes down, gets forced into a bailout situation, and then the M4A3 just kind of pounds him into paste as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the Germans are really kind of, well, unlucky. They have to get a +2 to even get this to a draw, and I don't know if that's going to happen.
I highly doubt it's going to happen. But it's so close to really pushing and taking this back here. Just a little bit too defensive early on, and they gave the Allies way too much ground early on.
He who acts wins. Boldness wins.
Even if you want to play it defensively as your strategy, you always should try to get to the 50-50 line, because you don't want to just give your opponent free territory.
By the way,
off the start of the match.
Pigren, that was behind enemy lines, he finally got that Sherman.
Oh!
And there's EUBanana.
For fuck's sake.
That guy was there for a really, really long time. Let's just that was a good kill though.
That's a perfect reaction too. Like, where does that guy come from? It's all blue behind you.
I hate the fact, by the way, that these U-630s coming on in. They should have at least a machine gun. Down to the south, way down south.
Oh yeah. It was the red frog faces.
Yeah, it's like discount kangaroos.
Yeah. Those are just like, that's how the French had to use them, just as transports. They didn't have machine guns. That was a German modification.
Battle taxis.
Yeah, pretty much battle taxis, and just like pretty much like the Bren carrier, but without the Bren. So it's just a carrier.
Ah, so better than a Bren carrier.
Exactly.
I'm hearing the heavier, like, artillery fire, but I don't see any other off-map stuff. That's weird. Okay.
Oh, Panzer Grenadier man's a knockout half-track again.
He's gonna die, but you know what? He's paid for himself plenty. Wow, and you're right, that Flaxvillig is quite tasty. Good lord.
Just Control-Alt-Delete it out playing there, jeez.
And Lieutenant Marthy basically says, yo, dude, get your titanic rear and gear and just a move.
Mm-hmm.
Which might be finally happening, because all this infantry's been there for a good 10 minutes.
Yep. Now he's finally got enough to make the push, and there's not too much in the town from the Americans' infantry, right? There's quite a few tanks, and the mortars are the pain in the ass, but just one or two good bombing runs could help solve that issue.
By the way, Jagdpanzer to the north, he's going to be engaging that M4A3. It's not going to go well. Not from this range. Bounce. Oh, shooter wounded. These guys have had a new lease on life from this distance. They should be dead. And that's wow. There goes the A3. And I can imagine this M8's going to go down as well. No, but it's awfully close.
There's the bombs. Not enough to stress out IL Jagdpanzer boy.
And I think it might be one of the last airplane runs for the Germans. A 188 comes on from the southern side and into the medium part of the territory. Probably going to at least get rid of maybe the engineers. And maybe get back to the pack howitzers? Probably not. No, I've been saying pack howitzers for quite a bit of time, and I don't think those actually get pack howitzers. I think these are the full.
Those are just regular howitzers.
So the pack howitzers were 75 mil sometimes though too, and they're more airborne than anything else, aren't they?
Yeah, also packs like a German word.
No, but pack was the idea was that it was able to be quote packed and moved.
Oh, like PACT?
No, like PACK. Also, there's a B-Shrek that was beyond enemy lines for a really long time, and a Wolverine came through, and no healing factor. And yet, EUBanana is just mad, and he should be.
Where do all these guys keep coming from?
I'm also amused by the fact that there's this rifle to the north. There's this half-track that's been there for quite a bit of time, and Gabby is the one who kills him. Revenge, says cries at EUBanana.
Oh. The Zook.
No revenge.
No. That was but nonetheless, the Allies do take the romping victory.
Lieutenant Marthy, man, he's putting the team on his back.
Yeah. The 16th. I mean, 16th is an alright division, but you do get buggered in the ground game if you don't have airplanes up and running.
Yep, those mortar carriers, by the way. Styron takes on an 88, 3 packs, and a Luftwaffe Jaeger.
Yep.
I'm not going to count some of these armored kills, because that's not really a kill. But, wow, and the CGMC takes out 3 airplanes by itself. A B-3, a 188, and a Focke-Wulf 190. There's a 1 M4A3 does a really good job. Loss-wise? Yeah, wow, that was... I won't say a dominant performance by the 3rd Armored, but again, considering who his opponent was, it's kind of understandable to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's a lot of easy kills if you get artillery against 16th Luftwaffe, and he had a good AA out as well, so... Yeah, I mean, too bad I can't see the other kills and losses. It doesn't take a lot of history real fast, and it is... The Germans use a lot of stuff from 6 to 7 minutes, and it's pretty back and forth for the rest of the match. Nothing really too crazy going on. But yeah, Battle of Two Towns.
Indeed. So folks, come back on Thursday. I think we are back to a one-on-one on that particular day. I don't remember who it is, though.
Same.
But Rang, any other final thoughts before we go?
No.
Well,
not at all.
In that case, folks, we'll see you Thursday. I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.